the fur.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Penny for a Tale. Tonight we are playing our Age of Ashes campaign. We are at the start of Book 2. This is session 13. Let's introduce our players, and then our sponsors, and then our doom. Let's start with Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Sailix again today. Yeah, that caught me off guard, so that's all I got right now.
All right, and Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence. I live here. And I am playing Monica. I remembered to introduce my character. I'm a halfling. I guess I'm a bartender now, and ranger, and we shall see what happens to the friendship between Monica and Rune soon, I hope.
Yes. Or whether they survive, but priorities.
No.
Alex.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I am super stoked and excited. I play the director, who's a gnome bard, and he's pretty awesome. So I'll leave it there.
Right, Jen.
Hello, I am Jen, and I am playing Reka, the lizard folk druid, with them apple bottom jeans and boots with the fur.
That is
all y'all know you're looking at her. Anyway.
Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. Tonight I think I'll be playing Rune Ravenswood for a little bit longer.
Yes.
The trouble-causing wizard.
Way to put it. And Mitchell.
Hey, what's up? My name is Mitchell, and I am bringing back a fan favorite, because words, Enzokule, your favorite detective, who does stuff in combat, like detecting.
He's pretty good. He's one of my favorites.
You dick.
He's alright. And I'm Ian. We are sponsored by Smiteworks. Thank you, Smiteworks, for Fantasy Grounds. It is wonderful. We will be using it tonight. You will see some of the UI on Mitchell's side. Super smooth. Also, they just came out with Fantasy Grounds Unity. I think it just left beta. Check it out. Go to fantasygrounds.com. Also, a shout out to the Only Sheet. You see Mr. Smith is using it to manage Rune's character. It's one of the best automated character sheets for tracking character progression. Even works for leveling up, and I think first and second edition. And our music and ambience is from Michael Gelfi on YouTube. So, Rune, how about you tell us where we left off?
So there was the wonderful show done by the director.
Yes.
After that, Rune received a mysterious missive that the gates had activated. Upon returning to the Citadel, he had discovered that it in fact did reactivate the Huntergate. He attempted somewhat in vain to convince people to allow him to activate it, specifically Reka at that moment. Reka was unwilling to acquiesce to his requests, at which point the rest of the party arrived. And through some sheer luck and maybe a little bit of pity, Monica made the terrible mistake of going, here is my pendant necklace, don't go through the gate. Rune, in his infinite intelligence, figured out a concoction that should allow him to test the effect of the pendant without necessarily activating the gate, at which point he tested his theory and it failed. The last thing Monica hearing was the word shit. And he was gone. And that was it. The party, in an attempt to rescue their hapless wizard, chose to use the other pendant, Reka's pendant, on the Huntergate. And they too disappeared and reappeared in hell, for lack of a better term, with a gigantic fiery dragon, theoretically prepared to murder everyone.
I feel considerably more protected now that I put on armor bits.
You will need it.
Mm-hmm.
You will
I
need it.
figured every little bit helps, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like we
Every
skipped
piece.
over Reika's big discovery of
Well,
a
it's-
child being murdered.
Oh
that is-
yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah,
But
that's-
you know,
that's a
that's
loose
a
thread.
future us problem, assuming there's a future us.
I invested in Bitcoin.
Well, Enzokule would.
Yeah.
Let's zero in on Enzokule. How do you travel overland? Do you have a horse?
Yeah. His name is Gopher.
Gopher. What
Uh-huh.
does he look like?
He is a very skinny, little thing. I got him at a discounted rate. He's kind of at the end of his years, so I can't
Nice.
push him at all. So we kind of go at whatever his pace is, but I've never had any qualms with it, and financially, he's just a little bit more responsible than other horses I've partnered with.
So, if there was ever a time to question that, it would be now, as you rush back to the Citadel, hearing news, or some foretelling of the news. You feel like you have a whiff of fate, and you want to cash in on it as early as you can. And as you arrive at the Citadel, the goblins will inform you of what has occurred on this morning. You've ridden since pre-dawn. The sun has just come up, and now you're looking for your friends. The goblins tell you that they headed to the basement. Where do you go?
Oh. To the basement? Oh man, this is oh. Did they have they disappeared? Have they vanished of sorts? Are they okay?
The goblins at the gate will say, "Come," and lead you down.
Okay,
And as you go ahead.
pulls out a biscuit and starts chewing on it.
You're presented with Huntergate.
Oh, hey, that's
It's open.
Oh man, shit. Oh, sorry, my language. I don't mean to speak such filth in front of you, noble creatures. But that gate is open. Was it when did it start opening? When was it open? Was it last week perhaps? And maybe the others have vacationed instead of going through it. Is that what has happened?
Both the goblins shake their heads. Today. They walk over to it, examine it,
Oh,
poke at it with
I
their
don't-
pikes
I
a
would-
bit.
yeah. It's kind of a monolith, and you're kind of like the monkeys in this kind of image. In any case, you know what? I have a theory I would like to do. Goblin, who's up for a test?
Hmm?
Well, I was going to tie a rope to you, put a letter on your forehead, and send you through, and then I'll pull you back.
He shrugs,
All right, I will tie.
throws his pike, takes off a bandolier of armor. It's got a shoulder plate on it, and he drops it. Starts to stretch.
Oh, what leather is this? This is quite fascinating. It seems
Kicks
pretty
it out of the
comfy.
way so you
Oh,
can't
okay.
you can't access it.
Yeah. Do you do Pilates? Are you shushing me?
Heads out to get a rope.
Oh, okay. I have a rope here. It's I got it. It was actually on sale. It was a quite interesting story, actually. See, I had went into the shop and I noticed that it was on clearance. You see, apparently the rope had gotten a little bit wet, and so
Everyone's looked
the
to each other in absolute despair. We're gonna cut away to our helpless party here.
yeah, I'm back.
So, for reference, if you are not Rune right now, you can't see Rune right now. Rune,
You're not
you
him.
see everything you see. I have made an initiative order for everybody here, unless there's something you think you could do before initiatives counted.
Let me see.
Most things not.
Say, I think I might actually have a buff that.
Okay.
Oh.
But the dragon was looking at us when it said, now is the time of your doom, or whatever it said.
Oh, yes. It
Whoa,
was
whoa,
looking
whoa.
in your
Let's-
direction.
Let's not make any assumptions. We don't know there's a dragon yet.
It looks an awful lot like a dragon.
We're making assumptions here, okay? I don't want to die.
I don't want to die either,
No
but
one wants to do that.
I think I'm gonna be fine. I don't think there's anything I really want to do.
Yeah, I don't have anything that I could do in
All right.
time.
So, Sailix,
Yes.
you find yourself in the front of the group immediately after this
Awesome.
avatar barks this fiery taunt at you.
Okay.
Your weapon is already drawn.
Great.
You're topping the initiative.
Like looking around, are like in this area, are there like stalagmites or anything like above it? I can't
It
remember.
is nothing but a circular, it's a cylindrical tunnel, 100 feet long, with a portal on each side.
Before
Alright.
before we do anything, I do actually have something I want to do.
Definitely do it.
All right, I'm going to do Inspire Courage, which is my focus, one of my focus thingadoos. Do that, and that will allow. It's only for one round. That's the only stinky thing. Friends within, or my allies around within 60 feet of me. It's a 60-foot emanation. You gain +1 status bonus, attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects, but it only lasts for one round. So
Cool.
make sure this works, and it has a verbal composition to it. So the director will say, "Well, at least it's not a Balrog because it has wings, and Balrogs don't have wings."
All right. Well,
is Aldonis with us? Because I totally told him to.
Oh, he's not.
He is not with us. I totally told him to go and guard the goblins. Because I didn't know where we were going.
you should have brought him. Anyway, so Sailix is going to use sudden charge and close the distance between the party and the
Perfect.
thing. So. Right there. And I'm gonna hit him. Give me a second. I gotta figure out.
As you charge, you have to skip over because there's a great rift zigzagging over, and you see actually the smoke coming up is what forms this shape of a dragon. It's the fire coming out. You have to be careful not to fall in the lava, but other than that, strangely enough, it's not too hot in here.
Yay for blind
Expected
luck.
to be roasted alive, but it's actually just uncomfortably hot instead.
All right. And I'm going to swing at him. There we go.
$26.
Yes, sir.
That's a miss.
Ah.
Nothing but smoke. You feel like you're fighting a cloud.
All right.
Did you add your +1s and everything?
So would 27 hit?
Good question. Let me check.
Y'all, if a 27 ain't hitting.
Well, I have a +16.
27
to hit.
hits.
Oh,
Blessed.
Oh, there's the
Roll
there's
damage.
that AC.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's solved for X. All right.
And
Are we
Yes.
rolling in the tower or not?
For attacks, you don't have to.
Okay.
because the outcome is usually hidden.
Oh, I don't know how to hide it, so.
No, I'm saying so when you attack, you don't know if it hits or misses.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
You just know how well you did, which is fine for attacks. I think that's decent. Generally, you know how well you do in an attack anyway.
All right. I think that's all I can do with sudden charge. Oh no, I can make one more attack. Hold on. Because sudden charge is 2, so this would be 1. No, does not hit. So that's it for me.
All right. It's now his turn.
Oh, great.
He's
Yeah.
not on the combat tracker.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's just hidden.
Okay.
Um,
I can't target him. That's why. I was
oh,
like,
you should be able. You can target him in the. Actually, I fixed it. You should be able to target him in the map itself now. There. When you mouse over him on the battle map, that's how you can target him. All right. As he places both of his claws, they move out of this rift in the middle of this tunnel. You guys have no idea where you are, but his mouth opens slowly, and a blast of fire and smoke. I need everybody to make a reflex save.
Including Rune.
No, not Rune.
Oh.
3, 4, 5,
But we
6.
should all have a +1, right?
Yes. Sailix passes, Modica passes, Reika fails, Director fails.
Balls.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's a basic reflex save. If you... Oh, Reika, you got so close to a critical fail. If you had a regular fail. If you failed, you take 20 damage. If you succeeded, you take 10. He
Okay.
braces himself, and then all you can see is a tunnel filled with fire, and it moves towards you faster than most of you can even react to it. Facing away from it, it's not as bad, but some of you didn't get that in time.
I'm sorry, how much did you say we were?
I can apply it.
Okay,
Just
cool.
apply it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because I'm just like, ah.
Modica,
Yes, dear.
you're next.
Okay.
So I'll do... Yep.
Okay. So I would like to run up and somersault over this dude. Yeah, and like get on the backside of him.
Okay.
So how many? Let's see.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's 40 feet away from you. There's
Okay.
40 feet of squares between you two.
All right, so that's 2 actions, I think. So how much is my speed is 25, so I can get 50.
Yep.
So 50 would get me behind him or on top of him?
5, 10. 50 can get you any space adjacent you want to get to him, you can get to with 50.
Okay, so I want to go here.
Okay.
And do I have one more action?
Okay, so moving through his space.
Yeah.
Is that a tumble check?
Maybe. I was kind of trying to parkour over him. Just
Right.
so that I could be behind him.
Right. So I think that's generally an acrobatics check.
Sure.
I believe I'll check the GM screen. succeeds. And what would you do?
So I would run up. I could see him bringing down a claw, so I would go under the claw and then jump and up and over through the smoke and get on the backside.
Perfect. Yeah,
And it
you
would look
realize-
really cool. And then I would turn around because I'm not paying attention to what's going on over that side. I'm just paying attention to this big threat.
I think Rune might be one of the only people that can see what you did, because as you jump over, you vanish behind the smoke that he's now filling the entire spherical opening in this tunnel. Anything on the other side they can't see, so they see you vanish. Rune, you will see as but a wallflower. Monica enters, moving through, so following the solid form on the bottom of the dragon, but then it's not so solid, more gaseous at the top. Moves through this creature. You can see Monica, but now you can no longer see the people on the other side, as the smoke and fire starts to really occlude the area.
Am I able to look around and see where his smoke is coming from?
Yes, you can make a perception check. You probably should anyway.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Wow. Okay. Rune, what do you look like right now?
Rune is a similar to his clothing motif. He is a black and red lizard, tiny in size due to the pest form spell.
Okay. Monica, you nailed that check. You see this creature, this lizard. But there are pressing matters, and whether or not you can connect the two, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's I guess for you to decide. But
Okay.
it's kind of about not dying right now. I mean, not
Yep.
saving lizards in what might just be lava somewhere on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
I think you have an action left.
The whole perception thing was mostly to see, like, because I was able to go through the smoke. That's kind of weird.
Oh,
Is this thing an actual physical form?
It seems to be caught somewhere between yes and a no. But that's something to keep in mind, because you hear stories about things like ghosts. You can't fight things that aren't fully physical with means that are fully physical. Expect difficulty.
Yeah.
You can make an Arcana check if you have it, or a Religion check.
What about a Lore Dragons check?
Yeah, you can. You can do that. That is a good one.
Yeah.
22. That's not much for you.
Did you know
Expect this
that
thing
smoke
to-
is actually dragon fart?
And that's why farts smell like sulfur.
Fully true.
Oh boy.
It's
I
canon.
interrupted. Okay, go ahead.
The lore they don't want you to know.
I thought it wasn't true, but it's true.
That's the deep lore.
Director.
Yes. I'm sitting here trying to decide what I want to do.
As you decide, make a perception check.
No. Okay.
Monica's already disappeared.
Bye, Monica.
Salix
It was-
charged at this thing immediately.
Bye, Sailix. It was great.
Rune is already missing, so he
R.I.P.
wasn't on the other
Rune.
side of this thing.
Oh, I actually rolled good with that. It didn't work. I'm trying. There we go. Okay.
Good. You see on the other side as you look behind you. Maybe you might be the first one to do this. You look back at the portal in panic, and you notice something. You see Enzokule on the other side. Now, when you're on the other side of the portal, you couldn't see in here, but it appears you can see the temple, Alcetta's ring. You can see it perfectly from within here. You see Enzokule droning on about some story while these goblins prepare a harness of rope. Some bizarre plan you could assume is probably not going to work, but what would you like to do?
Throw some caltrops down by the door.
What?
Priorities. You know, I just got hit by a giant fireball of fire.
Yeah.
Oh, but Enzokule's coming. Better lay out these caltrops.
Yep, that is where is mine now.
I'm getting that debt.
No, you're not, sir. You're gonna get some caltrops. Is what you're gonna get. Take them.
That poor goblin. Jeez.
God.
No,
All
I'm
right.
not actually doing the caltrops. That is what I want. What he wants to do. So he also sees the goblin that's with him, right?
Yeah, roping up.
Well, that's some shit.
Put a space helmet on him.
Reika, you're next.
So what I was planning on doing didn't really have anything to do with him. Yeah. Can I try and mage hand the rope so that I can pull them both in?
Yes.
Welcome
Okay.
to the party, motherfucker.
Yep, that's what I want. I don't care. Go
Consider-
get help. Go get no. Just come in
So
and
as
die
you-
with us.
Yeah, as you prepare this spell and you move this hand using your mind, you feel its like phantom limb floating out. Imagine the most intense static electricity shock you've ever felt as this thing reverses back to you. Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay.
After you cast that spell, this thing reversed and it hits you. Not enough to injure your hand, but it does hurt like a mofo.
That hurt
And
like
you're
a mofo.
probably curious as to why. No
My
idea.
mofo.
Okay. That hurt like a mofo. I don't know why.
So,
All right.
you have an action left.
Yeah, I do. Can I want to move a little bit closer to said question mark dragon.
Yeah, and as you move, you can help Reika get up because it looks like you're moving
okay.
cautiously.
Yeah.
Help Reika get to her feet. You have both just been attacked by fire, so you're a little scorched right now. Things are a bit intense. You help Reika up and you move over. You're staying on this wall, so you're far away from the magma bubbling up. Reika, you've been attacked.
Yeah.
You were not prepared.
No.
You're quite hurt. And the director tried to cast a spell. That was enough to get your attention. You see Enzokule on the other side.
Mhm.
But judging by the way that they're acting, they can't see you.
Mm.
What do you do? So the director helps you on your feet.
Let me think. I guess. Part of me wants to create water to throw at him. Can I just make a giant thing of water dump on the dragon? I don't think that'll actually
can.
do anything, but
Yeah, you can.
all right, fuck it.
How many gallons of water can you create?
I don't know.
2 gallons of water.
Quick, everybody starts spitting on the dragon.
Excellent.
Caltrops.
Describe what you do as to create this water.
Do you pee?
No. Well, hang on. So it says you cup your hand. I don't think this will work because it says you can create it. You create it by cupping your hands, and then the water sprouts out on it. Unless you're saying I can direct where it's coming from, because that would be really cool.
So
Let me Squirtle. Let me
range-
use water gun.
the range.
I'm a fucking lizard.
Got. So the range is 0 feet.
Yes.
But
Uh-huh.
oh, you don't have meta magic, do you? You don't have reach spell.
I don't.
I know you were.
I
trying
thought
to
that
pick reach spell.
I thought that I got it for some reason because I remember you saying it, and I was like, "That sounds like a good idea."
So use 2 actions,
Yeah.
and you can increase the range by 30 feet.
Okay.
That's 5, 10. Which means if you walk over,
Uh-huh.
you can dump water on the
Okay.
dragon.
I can't get the map to load for myself. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank God. Okay. So
Thank
how
you.
far do I have to walk?
Put you there,
Oh, you did?
right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Then I want to use water gun.
So the appearing over his head, 2 gallons of water,
No. I like
Oh,
the
you're gonna
idea
take it,
more
and
where
you're going to.
No. Yeah, again, it's like it's one of those things where, she again basically looks like Blastoise. hand, she is going to spin in her hand, swirl it around a little bit while muttering some prayers to her god, and then do. Hi.
So immediately on impact, you see they trade off between.
Grandma really wants you to say goodnight to her.
Oh, okay. I need to be right
No,
back.
you're good. So fire is exchanged for smoke, and the ratio is 1 to 10. This room is filled with smoke. As part of this fire is put out, it lets out this terrifying roar. Probably not something you wanted to hear as you were heading into battle with it, because it sounds like more power in a single thing than you've had to deal with so far. And Rune, it's your turn. Actually, it's Aldonis, which we are using as the other side of the room. Aldonis, you're with Enzokule and the goblins. What are you doing right now? Oh, you're muted.
There we go.
Hey.
Mom told me to guard the goblins, so I'm guarding the goblins.
There, Enzokule.
I like odd. Okay.
Are you gonna hurt the goblins? Do I have to eat you?
Why would I hurt the goblins?
I don't know. You're weird.
You're weird. You're a talking wolf.
All wargs talk, dummy.
Yeah, but I'm more common than you are. So by standards, you are the weak one.
Not from what I hear. I hear you're the last of your kind.
Splitting the conversation between you two, only partially because the thing is
Kind of.
pretty small. A goblin sprints over with a rope and crashes into the wall behind Huntergate, like it ran into
Did
pure
it?
concrete.
It doesn't look like it worked.
Platform quarters.
Rune, what do you do? This place has become a smoke screen. You can see the light of this.
Can you still make out
avatar.
Monica?
Yes, from that distance you can.
All right. An action spent to dismiss pest form. So the lizard sort of hops into the air, and sort of a wisp of arcane glow standing before you is, well, about 10 feet away from you is Rune. A thwomp is heard as you feel that your skin crawl up your spine, causing the hairs on the back of your neck to stand up, and from your skin, this sort of wispy armor begins to form as Forbidding Ward appears over Monica. The enemy target for Forbidding Ward is the creature, so she gets a +1 to her AC against that creature, as well as some additional effects.
Excellent. Are those your 3 actions?
Yeah, those would be.
Okay. Anything you want to say to Monica?
Not yet.
Okay. Enzokule, your plan is a bust,
Oh,
and you don't know the severity of the situation.
that is unfortunate.
Sure is.
Small talking wolf. By chance, are you able to get through the gate? I guess you have instructions to stay here. I guess I could poke my head in, or maybe I got a spoon here. Let's do that. It's my jam spoon. I got it from I believe an old elderly woman. You see, I went to the thrift market.
Less stories, more action, dummy.
Well, I won't say I am a dummy. If anything, I have several degrees, and
I
mean, I don't
was
wanna be-
educated at Oxford.
yeah, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think you're educated at all. It's really an unfortunate thing. But if you are looking to get
No,
an
go
education,
help.
Help with what?
Them.
Are they in trouble?
Probably.
Oh, that's even more reason for me to speculate and to plan as to what sort of trouble I will be getting myself into. One shouldn't just hop into a portal without knowing what's on the other side, right?
Well, that's what the other dummy did.
That word is somewhat cruel. I believe in this.
That's 3 actions, guys.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're good. It counts. Just making sure I'm counting it right. This is good. It's his version of earning a hero point.
God
Sailix,
damn it.
My turn.
you've engaged this dragon, or at least the entity of one, as you move in, the water being splashed on it, the smoke comes out. You can see only you and its glowing eyes from this distance.
Are the glowing eyes within swinging range?
It is.
Yeah,
It is for you.
I'm gonna swing at him. First one.
That is a hit.
All right.
You're holding your bastard sword with 2 hands
Yes,
in
sir.
order to make a leap, jump. That arc connects. See a slash magma spitting across its face as you nail it around where the jaw and the mouth is. It manages to recover and return to this smoky, cloudy, somewhat homogeneous form. I believe you have 2 actions left.
Come the fuck on. Swings again.
It's a critical miss.
Oh, fuck me.
So, Sailix, you made a mistake. You made the same attack twice. This thing isn't stupid, and it learned to prepare for it. It slaps the bastard sword out of your hand. You hear it, but you don't see it as the smoke is just too dense. You hear it hit the wall and slide down. It's in the square next to you because it made its way around this curved tube. But you have 1 action left.
Can I use it to grab the sword?
Yes. You feel like an aggressive mouse fighting a cat at this point. This thing is
Flail more.
almost teasing you.
A mouse with the death wish.
Yeah, just flail more at it.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I can.
Try to jump into its mouth. It'll catch it off guard.
Choke it with your body in your fleshy bits.
Your bones will
You
get
pick it
stuck
up?
in its teeth, and that'll
Yeah, I
be
pick it
very annoying.
All right.
You're high in fat. Give him diabetes.
Oh my god!
The hawk, the vision gets low till its head is level with its shoulders. It looks like it's hunting you, but instead of biting, you realize from this distance it doesn't really have the teeth to do it, or the body to deliver that sort of force. And as you inspect it, like you're on the cusp of discovering its weakness or something, as it pauses, but then its mouth opens suddenly, a blinding light as the fire comes out. That's another attack, but it's weakened this time, just slightly. I need everybody to make a reflex save again.
Oh no.
Actually, I can
Everybody
do it.
on that side?
I can do it for everybody.
Okay.
DC 26. Boop, boop, boop.
Wait, does that affect Rune and Monica because they're on the
No, it
opposite
doesn't.
side? Okay.
No, I just did a blanket roll here.
Okay.
3.
Oh yeah, I passed this one.
I'm really glad that I did not have to roll for this one.
Oh,
He
Who
rolled a
succeeded
1.
here? Don't need Rune.
not me.
Director succeeded.
Yes! Small.
Salix failed.
R.I.P. Sailix, you were great.
It's been real.
I love you.
Monica had a
On the other
Monica's
side?
not attacked. Yep. Enzokule is not relevant to this, and Reika. It's hard to read it this way.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Reika got a 27.
Reika got a success.
Yeah,
So,
I succeeded.
woo! So that's just 3d6. 10
Um,
points of damage to Reika and to the director.
Could Sailix use a hero point to
Reroll that reflex? Yeah.
if you want?
Oh yeah, chat room people, give us hero points.
Yeah,
So
chat
they-
room people.
Chat room people, if you're my friend, and I think I have a friend out there, you should totally do some hero points, because that'll help me not die.
Yeah, we like to not die.
Mm-hmm.
Or save him for cult and make sure that they do die.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh no,
Oh
no, no, no.
no. Oh no.
That is unfortunate.
That's the worst way to use a hero point.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What happened?
He
A
rolled
critical
one.
fail.
Critical fail.
That's
25
a
points of
sad-
damage.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
I
fine.
did that.
You're. It's a little more than half. Sailix, you're allowed. You're alive.
Oh. Sailix is allowed.
Monica, it's your
Hi.
turn. You missed
I
Quite-
missed all of that. I
quite a
just know.
low-flying burst cone of fire.
Yeah.
I'm sure would have just not fared well for you.
I am
So-
familiar with the feeling that has just come over me, though.
Right. Speaking of familiar, what are you thinking about right now? What's your strategy?
So knowing that it can be part of this world and part of the next world, I heard some hissing and then a yell from this thing. It's fire, obviously. Fire can be doused with water or sand. So I'm looking around for anything to like cut off the fuel to the fire.
Right.
Is there anything that can be knocked down to cut it off, or
This tunnel is just fully closed off. You don't know if you're underground in a different continent or if you're in a pocket dimension, or some like weird messed up bag of holding. You don't know what's going on. It's just a giant tube, 100 feet, and it's being fueled by this rift underneath. This crack that moves from one side to the other.
somehow I think my necklace is going to help. So I am going to turn around and run to Rune and be like, give it.
Rune, you can give this as a reaction.
He absolutely does.
Yeah, as a reflex save, honestly.
Okay. So put it on real quick and then see if it helps with my knowledge of what the hell to do.
As you put it on, it starts to lean up and looks sort of in that direction. Not directly towards you, but it notices you as this happens. One action. You have two actions.
Okay. So
Or one action because you took the necklace
Yeah.
and put it on.
So, I will yell, "Hey, what do you want?"
As Rune goes, oh shit.
Yeah. That's fine. You probably saved some people's lives there. You
Yeah.
just don't realize. Director,
Oh man.
it's getting grim. You're
It
starting to
is.
feel third-degree burns. And now what used to be almost a comfortable heat coming out of the ground is searing pain as it reaches like this open wound caused by fire. Time is of the essence, of course. And what do you think is the best thing?
Oh Lord, I don't know. So does he have any indication that the director, does he have any indication if this is magic or not? If this is like
Arcana or religion check?
I will try another Arcana check. There.
And Bryn, you can make that check if you want to.
It'll take one of my actions, right?
As a religion check? Oh, it does now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
That was one of the lowest rolls I've ever seen
For me?
in my life. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you're stumped. It's deadly.
I never studied this. This is not what I'm good at.
Fire
20% sure it's
bad.
magic. It's probably
You're-
magic.
You
It
know that
probably
fire
is.
is really bad.
Fire
Like,
is really bad. So I'm gonna do something a little weird.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. He's going to try. So that was one of my actions, was to check for Arcana or check the Arcana.
Okay.
The second one is he's going to call out to everyone. Okay. Don't look at the light before I cast pyrotechnics. So
Ooh.
Yeah, so this is a little weird, and I don't know exactly what is going to happen with this. So I can select a fire. It's either can be like a campfire or it can be a creature.
There is a source of fire, yes.
Yeah,
And it
so
is a creature.
I'm choosing to target the creature in this. Um, it has to make a fortitude save.
Okay.
And let's see.
Reika, you're
And
next,
our
by the way.
temporary remove for one. Okay, so the creatures that start their turn within the area have to make a fortitude save. And if it fails, it's blinded until its next turn. If it critically fails, it's blinded for 1 minute. I don't think this is going to happen. The interesting thing is, it's going to take 1d6 points of cold damage. And although it is not extinguished, it'll get a little weird. So
Yeah, so it succeeds its save, I'm pretty sure, with an 28. That's fortitude save.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, it would, even if it was against my magic, like it would be.
Right.
So it's just going to take a d6 of cold damage, and I was kind of doing this to see what the reaction of was going to be.
Interesting. Well, not to quantify it, but the cause was a lot smaller than the effect, if you understand my meaning. 4 points of damage is not what occurred here. It was much more than that. Describe what happens here.
All right, so the director, having learned this new spell, is a little like shaky at what to like. Oh man, I don't know. This is a giant fire lizard. Is it gonna work? I don't know. Let's try this. Hey guys, don't look at the light. And the creature would kind of drain its fire would kind of drain from it, as all of a sudden it just kind of like blurts out this firework. This weird firework, and it explodes, and like it just kind of shakes its head. As you know, it's very bright and loud, and it's a firework. But the energy had drained from it to do that. So maybe that's where.
Perfect. Yeah, and yeah. So the core of this entity is in the head. That's the brightest point, and that firework explosion ricocheting and bouncing all over this tunnel. You see, it's actually more like a smoky skull before it starts to slowly relight itself again. Some sort of flame that self-replenishes, but it's weaker, not as bright as it was. I think those are your turns.
Yep, that's it.
Reika.
I will roll religion.
Okay.
That seems like a good idea.
That one did poorly, but you know this. This might be a vision of the god of, you want to say destruction? Dragon, maybe?
Okay.
But you're not certain.
Okay.
Just a vague resemblance here. But it could just be, I mean, dragons do look alike sometimes.
Okay. And when I created the water, because I missed the full effect of what happened, I just heard that, you know.
Yeah, so the water poured on created a cloud of smoke that filled the tunnel, weakening it, making its attack weaker.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I guess then I will. So that was one action. I'll use another action to try to heal Sailix, and then the third action to raise my shield. Or no, I guess it doesn't matter because this is all reflex.
Right.
Anyway,
You do see Enzokule, by the way, behind you.
Yeah, I'll use 2 actions to heal Sailix then, because that'll make it stronger, I believe.
It'll increase the healing by 8 points flat. So it's D8 plus 8.
Okay. Okay. Are you rolling it then?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. So then that's 6 math 14.
All right. Sailix, she saved your life.
Yay!
Hey.
With spit.
Yeah, you get, again,
Accurate.
like just licked. Big lizard tongue.
And you
Beggars
start
can't be
to
choosers.
realize why that
Yeah.
little jello shot thingy is called a Reika special.
Yeah, it feels terrible, but gosh darn it, that ooze that's left behind is like excellently numbing, and you feel like your skin might be glowing.
Of course.
So, anything I can do to stick out.
We'll do Aldonis and Enzokule at the same time. Rune,
Yeah.
what would you do?
Oh my! All right. So first, he is going to attempt to recall what or who Daka is, or Dahak, right?
Hawk. Yes.
Dahak.
Yes.
Do that first.
Yes. To Hawk. Hawk, you remember something vaguely about Monica telling you something about it, but see how well you paid attention.
That was the wrong thing. Hold on. I'm supposed to actually roll the right dice. There we go.
Oof.
I'll take that as a no. All right. So he will then look at Monica, somewhat yelling at her over the fire.
Yep.
It is far too strong. It's weak against cold, but get to the other gate, as he points behind him and cast haste on Monica.
Yeah, you see the as he points, your eyes trail along with the embers emanating from the center where this great beast is, and as you look over, it appears almost identical to the one you just came through. Huntergate. Another point. You're caught between two versions of the same gate, and Rune points over, and when you look, you notice he casts the spell on you. You have a straight shot. It's
So
only about
Monica
40 feet away.
will. So his hand reaches out and actually touches her. She feels this sort of spark running along every nerve, very jittery and excited. Adrenaline begins pumping. She now gets an extra action each round that must be spent towards a strike or a stride.
So that's fight or flight. Enzokule, what's your plan now? You realize you have no clear way to get across this.
Well, I'm trying the
portal.
spoon. The spoon goes next.
You're trying to move a spoon through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It makes
You
complete
get a
sense.
broken spoon out of it.
Oh
with the
my
cow traps.
god! I'm like, ugh. This is terrible. Oh man, this was. Oh man, I'm sorry, goblins. I don't think there's any way to go through this, and I'll kind of like just poke it.
Aldonis?
Aldonis will go and like sniff around the ingredients, but probably not figure out anything.
It's a sad moment.
Yeah.
Bit of helplessness.
Yeah.
Sailix,
Me
a
again?
hand of comfort on your back. You feel like you're not alone now. You can see Reika here, but that's about it. This thing is playing with you. Like it knows it's already won the fight, but are you going to prove it wrong?
I'm sure the fuck gonna try. I'm going to drink a potion. For my first action. I cannot find where it is at. It is not in my inventory, sir.
Oh, so what was that, moderate? Cure moderate?
Yes, sir.
All right. I think that's, cure moderate is a D8 plus 8.
It should be laced with like bulgogi or some nice steak seasoning.
Oh, God. Give me some bulgogi.
I'm hungry.
I know, right?
Thanks, Mitchell.
Bulgogi
Thanks,
would be
Mitchell.
awesome.
Oh man.
I miss K-Part.
Heal for 12 points.
All right.
That puts you at 53 health. It's looking pretty good for you. Just cuts and bruises right now. Your body's magically being pieced back together. You have your weapon in hand again, in an action left.
I'm gonna swing at it again.
No. Hey,
Sailix, the Crestfallen.
don't die.
Is that
Go
how you
hard.
remember him?
Yeah, go
striking
hard.
as this dragon is looking over in the direction of Monica. You did hear her shout in the middle of this sudden chaos. But yeah, make that attack.
Oh, I didn't know they could all hear me.
Ah. Yes.
It's another miss, huh? Well,
That might actually work in your favor.
the dragon apparently doesn't look with his eyes because it was ready for you despite looking away. Suddenly grabbing your sword with its massive claw, it fitting only between 2 fingers, you start to feel it heat up. Not enough, and it has a grip on it, a bit stronger than your grip. But we're gonna battle that one. Are you gonna hold on to the weapon now that it is this creature's turn? Or are you gonna let go?
I'm holding on. This thing was
Okay.
expensive.
It's going to heat up quite hot. You have one more chance to let go of it if you would like.
Wait, can I do something? Hold on. Hold
Yes.
on. I have a thing.
Yes.
Liberating
command.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm gonna do liberating command. So yeah, I'm just gonna You call out a liberating cry, and I urge my ally to break free. Yep, it can immediately use a reaction attempt to escape.
We're going to use that for his weapon, but what do you say to him?
I don't know.
You see this, he's fighting it, and you see it turns red hot, and it follows along the blade, moving towards his hands, and he probably screams as this thing is close to becoming molten.
Don't no. I don't, yeah, I am not channeling the director very well because I can't think of anything really funny to say right now. But it's getting hot in here, so
Please let go.
let go.
Oh, God, you're still holding on. Let go.
Let go.
Ellie
Oh
went.
my God! Yes, you're still holding on. Let go. Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
So,
Adam Driver.
An escape check from Sailix
Mm-hmm.
is based on, I think it's athletics now.
I don't know. It doesn't say in the spell. But I have.
We're gonna use it. It's the same ruling for disarm. I'm making an athletics check for you, Sailix,
All right.
as a
Y'all
reaction.
Yeah.
You're highly athletic. This is a pull. And you pull it free. Well done. The sword comes out. Your hands are singed. You know that you want to hold on to it, though. This sword is red hot. But it's not your turn, and Dahak is going to make an attack. This thing is angry. And it's going to move using the side of the wall up, over, and across.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You do, actually. Yeah, well done. Good catch. It moves over. It says, I've had it with you.
Alright.
Help me.
Do attack. This thing crawls over, so that way it's positioned to directly face the director as it moves in. You see a new part of the rift in the middle of the floor cracks open to feed it. It's this it's the life of this avatar, and it's just giving it its energy. So it has to find a new resource. It's very much fixated on you.
What do I roll for the attack of opportunity?
It's a normal attack, as if it was just your first attack of the turn.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a hit. Roll damage. Excellent. Well done. Monica, It's your turn. This thing has been moving away from you.
This thing doesn't answer me. So I will yell, everyone to me, I have rune.
Oh. Perfect. What else?
I'm going to move forward towards the thing. Trying to distract it so that the director can get past.
All right. You have an action.
Sorry, Rune, I'm not paying attention to your instructions at all.
You have 2 actions left.
Great.
I mean, that makes total sense.
It does, because he's now blocked off the other option that I was going to consider, which was have Rika take everybody back the other way. But I don't know that her necklace is going to work that way, because I am not smart. I'm very smart. So yeah, and I'm gonna throw a rock at it and be like, "You didn't answer my question, dumbass." Dumbass is my favorite thing for Monica to say. That's why Adonis calls everything dummy.
You this thing is even more real to you now as its claws dig into the ground. You can hear it. It's on either side of you with its claws, and it moves its face closer to you. What do you do in reaction? Looks like Monica's rushing to your side. Sailix has been trying to protect you. Reika, everybody's involved here, but it looks like you have seconds.
Oh man. You ever hear the one about the lizard in the portable toilet? Heard it was called Komodo dragon. Ha! Tasha's hideous laughter, or like hideous, or not Tasha. Yeah,
right.
Laughter. It's not Tasha's hideous laughter in this game, is it?
It's the generic brand.
It is.
Yashara.
Jaquisha's hideous
laughter. Oh my god.
laughter.
Great value, hideous laughter.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna roll it on that.
Aveston basics.
Ooh. Was that a failure for it or failure for me? I can't see.
It is a failure for it, but I have to check something.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, then that's a thing.
This would have worked. But you don't understand me. And it gets even closer. And it tilts its head a little bit.
Ooh, there's something.
So you know you did a good job, but the magic just basically moves right through it. What do you have left?
All right. You said he's moving in closer, right?
Closer and closer. His face is feet from yours.
All right. Can I close the distance and put my forehead against his and join paths?
What? Yes, try that.
Let's find this. Hold on.
What?
I'm looking at this. Hold
on. You get a hero point for that one.
That's what I'm doing.
Intense.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because this is a great story. This thing must have a really excellent story. And if I'm about to go out, I want to know
make a will
why
save.
Yeah. Well, what is it?
Just make a will save.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. Guys, if I die here, this is where I die. It's okay.
If you die, I will drink to your memory.
All right.
Yeah, and Enzokule will, like, get a teacup for you or something.
Oh, God.
Your forehead on this.
I mean, Enzokule would probably be the most sad because it means he never got to do his job.
Yeah.
You, director, fall to your knees. I don't have words that could describe what you see, but it's a broken experience. And after what feels like probably 1,500 years of seeing this story, you break out of it, only to remember so little of it, but what seemed like just infinite chaos. But it looks at you. Remember that it has seen some of you as well. And it pauses for a second. You still have an action, correct? Or was that your 3?
So I did one of the Tasha's hideous laughter. And then I did join pass, which I don't think that's okay. I do have one last one. I do have one last
Right.
action I could do. Oh. I don't know. Going to. I'm getting a lot of messages right now. I'm gonna ready and I'm gonna ready to move is what I'm going to do.
Which direction?
Probably towards the
you're
door.
you're pinned because this is
Yeah.
a curved room.
Yeah.
Which door?
The one that where Rune and Monica are, not the one where
Okay.
Enzokule is.
Excellent. So you're ready. Brace
I'm
your
ready,
foot
yeah.
against a rock. You could kick off of.
Mhm.
Reika. Battle's
Um,
evolving. In an instant, this creature moved around you.
mhm.
I leapfrogged
You
over
confront
you to get to where
Director,
I
and
am.
when you finally get a good view, you all three of you can see Director as this thing gets closer and closer. Director put a hand on its front horn and touched foreheads with this thing. You see ash and maybe a small burn, like a blister, on Director's forehead, and the expression on his face is unlike anything you've ever seen. What do you do?
So it's very clearly getting fed by a crack in the ground, right?
Yes, a rift of sorts is powering this thing. It seems weakened for now. Even the rift itself looks to be damaged.
How high is the ceiling?
20, about 20 feet high. Or no, much closer to 80 feet.
Are there stalagmites?
No, he's already said that there aren't.
Okay, so it's just a.
Yeah, it
Okay.
basically mirrors what's above minus the
Damn
light.
it, then. And then Pathfinder. Can I use multiple? Do I have the option of using the same spell as long as it's a level 2 spell, or do I only get one of each?
You have 3. I think you have 2 level 2 spells a day, or maybe it's just 1 level 2
Yeah.
spell.
So my question is, like, can I use, or level 1 in this case, can I use Create Water again? Or because I used it once already, I'm SOL for using it again until there's a rest.
It just depends on if you're a prepared spellcaster. I don't remember. Does anybody know offhand? I think you're a prepared spellcaster as a druid. If you prepared it twice.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If Reika's used it, it's been expended.
Okay, cool. Because again, I'm still learning Pathfinder.
No, you're good.
Versus D&D. And I've never actually played a druid before. Okay. Let's see then.
I did also say go towards that other tunnel. So before I running at you.
Reika will say, do I know that it is a vision of the god Ian? Like, I remember you said something to that effect.
You
from my
recognize this likely to be, something resembling Dahak.
Okay. So then, I will give a shout. It's the representation of Dahak the Destroyer, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll run over by Rune, and so let's see. Otherwise, can I do anything else?
Electric arc? Well, no, that's at a distance.
I can do a Tempest Surge, I think.
Tempest Surge is 2 actions. Yeah, you can do Tempest Surge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Storm damage.
Does that work?
I like it. Yes, and we will just. I guess it gets a save too. I don't remember. It succeeds its save, so it takes half damage.
Yeah.
1d12. Okay. You attack it. And it's a success.
Okay.
Rune, it appears Reika's heading towards the exit, but what about you?
And we'll look at Reika as she's running by. Since Monica decided not to, would you please open the other gate for the lot of us? I would appreciate it. He will.
Which one is the other gate? Is that the one that's right there,
On the
or?
far
It's
side, yeah.
Yeah, he
behind you.
points actually
Oh,
behind.
the one behind him.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
As you head closer.
Oh no, he can't. Never mind. Shoot. Work. All right. He will have to. He will use reach on electric arc to
Okay.
attack the hack.
Yep. He succeeds the basic save, so he'll take half damage. Perfect, it works. Describe what happens.
Rune will just take his staff and reach it out as arcane symbols wind up the staff, forming a clear electric current arcing across the staff as it begins to bounce across the ground on its way to Dahak before striking at a piece of its large form, doing minuscule amounts of damage.
The energy charge as it rips over and ripples along its face. A horn cracks off. Some of its flame in its arm just goes out a bit, and it takes a couple of pounds on the ground in order to reactivate. He's starting to fall apart. Do you have any other actions?
No, that took all of them.
So Enzokule, you're kind of stuck. What's your plan? Arguing with Aldonis. Aldonis, you're looking over these ingredients, but nothing.
I'll just start investigating to see how exactly they got through the portal. Though my initial theory is that they have the amulets, and there's really not much I can do.
Right. Your investigation will conclude as much because you can go over Rune's notes remarkably fast. Yeah, they used an amulet to get to the other side.
Yeah, I'll zero copy the.
A year and a half of evidence would suggest that it's the only way to get inside. But it may not be. I'll get to that later. Aldonis, do you do anything else?
No. Well, if there's the goblin that ran into the thing is injured, I'll throw him on my back and take him back upstairs to be treated.
No, he's fine. All right. Sailix.
Oh boy. Well, he would not leave until the director is out, and seeing him fall.
Director's cornered.
Yeah, so Sailix is going to come up. Being there would allow
Listen
me
to
to attack
nothing that I just said.
it. Hey, it's a group trait.
This is a Daniel trait.
It is. It really is.
I love you.
Being there would allow me to attack him.
Yes.
All right. Plus, now it's a point of pride.
That's a hit. As you run and
What are you
jump,
hitting him with?
My hot ass sword.
it lands embedded into him. You have to pull it out and land back on the ground. You have an action left. Roaring furiously. It
I
looks
believe
like
in
it's
you, Ted Cooper.
starting to fall apart. Small pieces of rocks and smoking trails of miniature comets falling as they crumble down. He almost seems like a molten statue at this point.
I want to attack him again, but this always ends badly with the second attack.
You got this. Don't worry about the past.
This is a
Let the
hardwood
past
advice.
die.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is so bad.
Kill it if you have to.
Remember me fondly.
Be a sexy emo boy.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
You must.
You got a hit.
I will be thinking of you fondly every once in a while.
Also lands. You see now a few more small cracks form in this power source that's been feeding him. It looks like it's losing the ability to feed him the vitality that he needs. Now it's his turn.
Oh, hate this part.
He's just panting. And you expect him to say something, but instead he turns supernaturally fast to face towards you in a cone of fire, starting from you. Sailix, it will reach the four of you, all four of you that is to the left of this vision of Dahak. Make a reflex save.
Is that me or?
No,
No.
it's not you.
Oh,
You've been spared.
what the hell,
me?
y'all?
Monica, you succeed.
Is it me, Jesus? Is it me, Jesus?
Salix, you succeed.
Do I have to?
Jesus?
Rune
Yes.
fails.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, poor Rune.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no, our
God
wizard
damn it,
is
Rune.
about to get squished.
No, he's
Rune,
about to get.
how much health do you have, Rune?
Oh no.
I'm full.
Okay, but how much total health do you have?
Oh, well, that's disturbing. 48.
Right, because it's 66.
You did have 48.
But it's a critical fail, so it's double damage, I believe. But I'll double check to make sure before I am incriminated in unjust killing.
You would better
Again?
not.
I didn't say that.
Oh, my God.
Hero
so
point.
Half of that is 12. Rune, do you have a hero point?
Hero point. Hero point.
Someone buys one for me. No.
Can I
I'll
give
Hang
it?
on, hang
I'll
on.
buy him one.
You do now.
Wait. Hold on. Don't we get a new hero point at the beginning of every session?
You do, yes.
You
Oh,
have
well,
a
then I
hero
have one.
point.
Okay.
Yes.
I have,
Yes.
And I just gave you one.
Now you have two
I
hero
also
points.
have another. All right. So fair. I will attempt this again.
Alright, you're about to get 3
Nobody
hero
hype it up.
points.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll
because-
give you mine. Like,
Go get banned.
Oh my
I would-
God! Seriously.
But
Dude, what do you-
that's fine because it's now no longer
a critical. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Still
you're taking
sucks. You're gonna take it, but
you're taking 25 points of damage. Everyone else is just taking 12.
except for me.
We're taking how many otherwise?
12.
Half damage, so 12.
Okay. Yeesh. Ow.
Not the
I'm
direct
very
one.
fast.
Monica, 22. Salix, 21. Who's next?
Me. I'm gonna be like, we could have talked this out, and I'm gonna run. I want to jump off of Salix's back and
Perfect.
do like I did with the
His
grave
knees.
shells.
Grave shells, perfect.
Yeah, and
Reach for the
just
horn.
take both of my daggers and stick them in and drag them down.
Okay, and as you hop up, you actually notice your warg on the other side of the portal. You can see crystal clear. Probably the only soothing sight is how calm Alcetta's ring is in the middle of all of this chaos. You really hope that's not the last thing you see before you die. Is like
I really
how
hope that I'm not killing an old god, because I wanted to talk to this thing and everybody else was going to kill it. So
24 is a miss. A near miss. So the first dagger will not land in. You're trying with both?
yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget you're hasted.
Oh, I don't know what that does.
You get another strike or stride attack action.
Ooh, yes, you do. That one will also miss.
You can attack a third time if you like.
Okay. Nope.
Also a miss. And with
So
that,
instead I just like hug it.
yeah, and it is
I miss
awkward
it, I
because
hug
in order to still grip the two weapons without dropping a weapon, you have to grab it without your hands. So now you're doing an actual hug with daggers out on the one remaining horn.
Yep.
And it's not happy.
So, and I'm just gonna be like, please, enough. And I'm resting my head against the horn, going, enough.
Director might be the only person right now to know that it's not enough. What do you do?
So as I'm still kind of reeling from having all this chaotic memories and everything flood through me,
Yes.
can I do I instinctively know at this point that this thing is not going to stop, or what was the sensation?
You know that this thing is going to kill every single thing.
Okay.
Yes, everything that could not otherwise use magic and worship to get on its good side is going to be destroyed. Just because history serves. Yeah, it's been a few thousand years of that, as far as you can tell. But these memories are fleeting by the second. It's like waking up to a dream. Every time you try to reach for these, and they're already disappearing. But you know this thing is grim. It's killed more living things than you probably could ever see in your life.
Okay. So as he kind of he senses this, he's going to start to concentrate. Let's see. I'm going to do this. Is not going to work. He is going to try and daze it, but let's see if I can do. So I want to try. No, that's not what I want to do. Sorry. What was my thing to spell that I could use to cast a spell without it being seen? I'm asking you one of my spells, but I can't remember what it was. And we just redid my sheet, so I don't remember offhand. I thought it was Enthrall.
I think it was Enthrall.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then I will try to... I'm going to try and enthrall it. I'm going to try and do that.
Through speech.
Through speech. So I'm going to do that. I'll just do that first. And...
Seduce the dragon.
Here I go, guys. I'm seducing the dragon.
Yeah.
It's not real. Yeah. So as it's, the director is like, okay. What we have here is really a special thing. And even though my heart is telling me to run, like run really fast, and there's I feel that this could be a wonderful breakthrough, and that guys, you really need to run. And he's gonna try and do that as he tries to enthrall this creature.
I feel like he's trying to say something. I just can't figure it out.
In the middle of it, you see Monica's legs flailing as he like moves, and he's like flailing around trying to knock this halfling loose.
Sailix is over here with
like an-
tetanus.
like an earring.
Nidus.
And it stops, and it looks at you, and Monica's trying to stab this thing, to no avail, and it says, "Stop. It's not going to work."
Well, you see, I really, and he's gonna start to slowly try and move, like slowly, like towards the door. He wants to go. Like he doesn't understand why anybody else is holding back. It is like, I understand. I understand you. You really want us to stop, but I can't. What I feel is that we could be so great. I could tell your story, and guys, go, for the love of God, go. So he's gonna move. Is what?
Reka.
Mhm.
Yeah, make your movement. What do you do?
Which way are you moving? Towards the door you came out of, or the other door?
The other door, the one that Rune told us to go, or where you told us to go to, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, am I close enough to try to use my necklace on the door?
Yeah, you can. Well, you can make 2 actions to get close enough.
Oh God.
Difficult call. You see the party heading towards you, and the dragon probably moving.
Okay. Well, they can't do anything if the door isn't open, and they're going to be moving here anyway. So
Right.
I will do that. To open the door for everybody, or try to.
Perfect. You head over, just as it was last time. One hand extends to receive the amulet.
Like, she will look stupid and comfortable. But do the thing.
Well, you'll remember as soon as you do it,
Mhm.
you will teleport. So you'll have to wait.
Oh, okay. Is that
You can prepare an action to
okay.
activate this portal. As soon
Okay.
as you have enough people on the other side.
Let me think. Yeah, let me do that. I will prepare, so that way when everybody gets here we can go.
Right. So as a reaction to just about anything, you can decide to activate this portal.
Okay.
The people who are touching you, evidently, apparently, that's what you think, will teleport with you. You will
Okay.
have to decide when to activate it. And I'm not going to go into very many specifics. But Rune, it's your turn.
All right. Rune will look at or yell at the director. It is immune to mental manipulation. And he will begin to whisper, pointing his staff in the direction of the director, as wispy sort of arcane symbols ride up along the staff, and in sort of like a will-o-wisp sort fashion, begin to encase around the director, as the director sees some shimmering effect, and the director disappears in invisibility.
Ooh. Yay.
Ooh.
Acid just kicked in, guys.
Vanished into the thick air.
Oh my God, disintegrate.
As he will look in the director's direction and say, "Run! Run, you fools!"
Exactly.
Fly.
Fly.
Sailix, do you run? Run, you fool.
I'm going to try to tell Monica to drop down to me and try to catch her and run with her.
Ooh. I'll give you that if you take it, Monica. All you got to do is let go.
Nope, I have another idea.
Ah.
Now that the director's safe, I'm just gonna go save it.
What do you do next, Sailix?
don't know.
As in your skin, dumbass.
Hey guys, why is it easy to weigh a dragon? Because it has scales.
Yeah, I would move,
Oh,
I guess.
yes.
Start receding back.
Can I use some of my points to do something bad to the director? Just trying to
Oh
figure
my
out
God.
what I can do
You're
here.
weighing on him every day, don't worry.
You
You do retreat.
As I would start retreating, I want to cast Divine Bolt at it.
Okay, cast it.
Or
Run, run,
Divine
run, run
Lance.
it. Love Divine Lance. It's a hit, roll damage.
Alright.
Excellent. It looks like its arm, as you throw the lance, pierces it, and it actually crumbles into stone, which actually start to like melt back into the ground. It is now leaning on one arm and two legs that kind of meld into the ground, screaming ferociously. That's it for your actions.
Yes, sir.
Now it's the Hawk's turn. Monica, make an athletics check.
Okay. My cat would also like you all to know that he is a big hunter and he has caught his 3rd mouse of the week.
That's awesome.
Athletics check, you said, right?
Yep. As you attempt to hang
Oh,
on.
I'm hero pointing that.
Yep.
That is. Well, I had a hero point, and now I'm going to spend it. I know, buddy. You're a big hunter. I'm very proud of you. Good job. I will get it later. Okay, so another hero point, and then athletics. Yeah, that was worth it. I know.
Excellent.
I know. I'm gonna show my happy little hunter here real quick.
Now it flails again, trying to boot you, but it doesn't come off. So it turns. It's going to look for Director. Crawling around, searching. It looks like it's weakened. It doesn't have the energy. You can see it's recharging, glowing brighter and brighter, sniffing out this pesky gnome. Monica, what do you do?
I am gonna jump on the other side of him. Jump this way.
This girl. Oh my god.
Excellent.
And get to as close to the mirror as I can. And just try to distract him by, like, how do I want to put this? Do I know? So, Reika said out loud that it's Dahak, right?
Yes.
Do I know anything about Dahak?
You know a lot about Dahak.
Okay. I want to try to call to Dahak and say, "Great Dahak, why are you stuck here?" And my goal is to try to distract him.
It's startled by that. You notice your necklace levitates towards the portal, and a hand reaches out. So you have to keep it a ways away from it. You can't be flush with that portal.
Right, but I want to be as close as I can be without getting sucked through.
You feel the gravity pulling. That's fine. The Director, you're invisible. I've been told to retreat. What do you do?
I am making my way downtown. I'm heading towards the door where Reika is. Like, he's running, like he's yeeting. He is like,
if you take a full turn to run at maximum speed, you can make it.
What was happening? I'm sorry, with Monica.
Monica has been grappling this beast. She landed effortlessly on the other side near where Enzokule and the original portal is, and she's been speaking to this dragon in Draconic.
Girl,
you don't know what is going on, but it's captivated by her, or at least humored.
Girl.
As long as you disregard all of that, you can make it to the gate in time.
Girl, I swear to God. Yeah. No, he's gonna run. He's gonna run to Reika. Right. He's gonna do that. Yep. Sorry, guys.
Well, you gotta know when to. Reika, it's your turn. And you wait with your powered gauntlet, the amulet in its hand. The director is headed your way. Sailix, and you think Rune as well. Anything else you'd like to do? As you prepare?
I would like to heal myself. um yeah, I think I should have one more heal spell, right? I healed Sailix. No,
You healed Sailix. Yeah, you've only used one.
oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Then I will do that. Now when you use more actions to buff the spell, like, does that
It'll add a. You can do it once, so you can heal a D8 plus 8.
okay?
I believe, or no, it does up to 3. So it
Yeah.
would be 1D. Oh, it's a 30-foot emanation. If you wanted to do it, or you could do a 30-foot emanation. No, so you would just heal D8 plus 16 if you wanted to use all 3 actions. You could heal yourself D8 plus 16.
Okay, and that's still like the 1 slot, right?
Yes, it's just all 3 actions.
Okay.
Would you like to do that?
Oh wait, no, never mind. I can't because I only have 1 prepared and I used it, I guess. So let me think then.
You have guidance.
What does that do?
It grants a +1 bonus to a specified check.
Okay.
So anything you would want somebody to do, or you to do next, you could give a +1 bonus to it.
Can I give a bonus to Modica?
Not from this distance.
Damn it. Then I guess Rune?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. What would be a good thing for you to have a +1 to Rune?
Saving throw.
All right, reflex. And then, I'll keep the prepared action for the door, I guess. Yep. Can I attempt another religion check or no?
Yes. Well, yes, because you have 1 action left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
You can make that now. And Rune?
There you go.
Oh. Good job on that one.
Yay!
That's useful.
All right. So there's everyone else and then Modica.
Yes.
All right. That sounds about right. All right. Did Rune hear the exchange?
Bits of it. You know that Modica is talking to this figure, but you don't know what about.
All right.
It's a dragon. They're kind of a thing.
Based on his Arcana check before, this is just an elemental, yeah?
If you want to consider it that way, yes, it acts like a fire elemental. In most ways. Why?
He's trying to rationalize why Monica's sticking her neck out to talk to something like this. Aside from the, trying to save the party.
And what's behind me? Sorry.
All right.
You wouldn't hear that.
Director has a hand on Reika to prepare for transit.
He's holding her
Sailix
hand.
is headed that way too.
I'm here. can go.
A light bulb appears over Reika's head in the process of
Yep.
you doing that.
Rune will just move one step closer to prepare to cast spells on Monica as necessary. But yeah, he'll just hold otherwise.
Wow. Okay. I'm just
Yeah,
going to assume Enzokule, you're still trying to read, perhaps. Maybe you've taken a break because it's about lunch.
Oh, yeah, of course. If it's lunchtime.
I mean, there's food nearby. It's not like, yeah, and you don't want ants, so you might as well eat it.
There is a thermos of probably slightly cold
That's still warm.
Monica soup.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's still warm. It's still warm soup that Monica makes.
Yeah, it's Enzokule is pretty particular. He kind of goes on a vegan elven diet of sorts.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
That's his turn. Sailix, you're retreating, correct?
Yeah, I guess like he stutters as he sees Rune like next to him.
Yeah, moving up as you're retreating.
What are you doing? She said to run. And like as he says that, he'll cast Divine Lance again. And
perfect. And you're still walking away from it.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to convince Rune to come with me though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a no.
A critical miss.
Yeah, maybe I hit Monica.
Monica, make a reflex save for me.
Thanks, dude.
I'm here to help, and I drop my mouse.
This creature senses your presence and moves out of the way, maneuvering with its one available arm, and this thing just darts out towards you, Monica. You dart out of the way, but that save, the lance was very near. You barely got away from it, and it pierced the chain that held your amulet. It rips over, and it lands on the ground. The pull from the gate is too strong as it whips into the hand that receives it.
Am I still attached to the chain, or did the chain come off?
The chain fell to the ground as the pull from this force just kind of pulled the amulet off of the chain itself. So you have a broken chain off of your neck, and the amulet quickly pulled out. It's kind of a lesson learned. And Dahak is going to say, "Oh, you needed that, didn't you?"
It doesn't keep me from wanting to know you.
You already know who I am.
Knowing from a book and knowing from in person is different. If you're stuck here, I'll be stuck here with you.
I don't make bargains.
I have nothing to bargain with except my existence and my company.
Let's take care of your company. He's going to turn around and attack Rune and Sailix with a breath. Both of you make a reflex save.
Oof.
Can we tell if this is magic or not?
Like, I think it's magic.
All right, I'm going to dispel magic. I think this is a reaction that I can do. Hold on.
Rune, guidance saved you.
Lord.
You got a 25. Wow. All right. And Sailix, not so much. In fact, yes. Okay. So let's do 2, 3, 4. So Sailix, you'll take 16 points of damage, and Rune, you'll take 8. I'll read it for you.
So the dispel magic did not work?
It's up to you if you want to say that I said it too late.
Spell magic.
So it's a counteract check.
Oh, okay. What's the check? What do you roll for it?
It's just a counter check against the target. If you succeed against a spell effect, you counteract it. So it's just a counteract check. That's on 458.
So yeah, make a counteract check is, I don't remember the metric of counteract
I'm
check.
looking it up. Looking at things. Okay. Compare the power of two forces determined to successfully counter. Okay. When attacking a counteract check, add the relevant skill modifier or appropriate modifier to your check against the target's DC. Counteracting an affliction, the DC is the affliction stat block. If it's a spell, use the caster's DC.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what die are you rolling for that though?
I am going to. I guess it'd be a D20. Is it my D20 and then my spell modifier?
Yeah, I think it's your spellcasting ability modifier.
I believe that's 8. I believe that is 8. So I'm just gonna throw this. I'm gonna throw this in the tower. You tell me if it works or it doesn't. You're the GM.
Yep.
I don't want to see it.
It doesn't work.
Okay. Well then, thank
Real
goodness
low
for
number.
runes. Yeah.
A low enough number that I know I don't have to figure out.
Yeah, that's
what
fine.
we're doing.
Tried it. But that's it.
Yeah. So rune, 16 points of damage, which I added, and Sailix 8, or vice versa.
Reversed.
That'd be it for Dahak. Monica,
Hi.
you've lost your amulet.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
You see
Sailix.
Enzokule, as you look over, the amulet, the thing about it is it didn't appear to have to jump from one reality to another. It just slid seamlessly across this portal wall, across the ground, as if it was one room. And Enzokule's eyes follow it as it just loses its inertia and slows down in the middle of the floor
Oh.
in the citadel, and he's inspecting it.
Yeah, and so cool's eating this sandwich. It's lettuce and strawberries. As he with his mouth full looks at this amulet.
That almost counts as being flanked.
Would
Out of sheer frustration.
would Aldonis know the smell of it? You're muted.
I think he would recognize it
Yeah.
as yours for sure.
Okay.
And he can act on your turn.
Okay, great. He's gonna see it and kind of follow what happened to it, and then like a curious dog, he's gonna nose it back where it came from.
Enzokule, you can step in if you would like, but I assume
hold
you're
on.
just gonna let him.
Dog, I'm gonna try to pick up the amulet.
Try it.
Oh geez. All right. Make. Oh, yikes. Athletics is for grappling, so make an athletics check. Versus his DC.
All right. I'll do a study. I'll study him real quick.
Okay.
To get a bonus. Which
Wow.
That'll make
That
it.
is exactly what you needed.
Yep.
And okay, athletics. Oh man, I haven't really been doing strength training of late. So this is with a +1.
Not in the last century. So 27.
My
Yeah.
AC is 25.
Swipe it up. Just as his hand is reaching down to grab it. You scoop it up, and now there's a hand extended.
Goblins, I might need your help. Come down.
They rush down. We'll get back to you. Monica, what do you do with your actions?
I am gonna throw rocks at this thing. Or no, wait, I have a crossbow or something. I have a
Yep.
ranged weapon that I very rarely use because I'm terrible at it. Actually, That's where I need to be. Okay, so I'll try to fire my short bow at it, I guess.
Very well. You retrieve your short bow.
Nope.
Fire. It's a miss. It shatters
Yep.
along one of the rock walls. Wouldn't have hit him if he was standing perfectly still.
Yep. I am very out of sorts without my necklace, and
You still
but
have haste.
I
You
still
see-
have haste. But I'm
Yes, you
trying to
do.
let you guys get away.
You do see
So
Enzokule now with the amulet.
uh,
Aldonis did exactly what you would have wanted him to do, but
yeah.
Enzokule was too quick.
damn it, Enzokule, and I say that really loud. And that's my. I use my last action to curse at Enzokule.
It's an action well spent.
Yeah.
Um,
I call him the worst form of dumbass and draconian that I know of.
Oh my god. There's so many to pick from. It does take a whole action. Director,
Ah!
you're gonna hold here?
I'm gonna hold here, but actually I'm gonna cast Magic Missile. I'm gonna do my 3-time Magic Missile since I'm staying right here. I'm just trying to give Modica some space to run and, trying to get everybody over here. And this is kind of the only attack that he can do from afar that's actually going to do anything. So I'm just going to do the damage.
The moment you begin casting, that shimmering effect disappears as the director becomes visible.
Oh. Well, let things happen.
So that will be 3 missiles.
It's gonna it's gonna be 6 total because that's my heightened spell. That's my one heightened spell that I have for that, so I can do that. So it's gonna be 6d4.
6d4.
So I'm just gonna throw them in the chat because I don't know an easier way to do it.
If you're holding a d4 and you right click, it increases the number of dice.
Well, look at that. Thank you. I took that training too. Actually, I'm not using a mouse right now, so I can't seem to do that. So sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I fail. No,
We
it's okay.
forgive you.
This time.
Wrong game.
Niet. Oh man, 3 1s. Jeez. Okay.
But you also got 3 4s.
The damage piles on.
Yeah.
Describe what happens here. These 6 missiles.
So as the director slowly becomes visible again, through the shimmering sparkle of runes and visibility spell dissipating, the director will kind of be like, okay, just please, for everybody, just run, get over here. And he's just going to kind of, outstretch his hand and the same type of colorful fireworks will start to kind of spray out, but these are a little bit more, missile guided, and they reach their mark and explode in fun colors because that's how he wants everybody to die.
6 different colors. This thing actually collapses onto where its shoulder, the arm nub is, and it lands on its back and lets out a roar and struggles actually to pull itself up using only one arm. The rift that powers it seems to no longer fuel its energy. It's struggling. You see it shake and wobble as it props itself up enough to look Modica in the eye. Reika.
Do I know that so it's on its back and it looks pretty weak, right?
Yes.
All right. So at this point, Reika, can I do like a walk and talk thing?
Sure.
Okay. So Reika is going to begin to walk towards the vision. She has her arms outstretched and is very intent, clearly, focused on praying as she moves closer to the Drake. Her voice, picking up in tenor and crescendo as she's just basically saying over and over again, I worship, I am
servant of the wind and the wave, the embodiment of nature's fury itself. Gozray has been one of the first of the gods. He will be here, they will be here on this earth at its end. You do not belong here. This is not your realm. You are weak. And, just over and
Yep.
over, like...
Notice the small volcanic pores in the ground. They begin to appear wet, and water starts to emerge. Rune and Sailix in particular, you smell a briny, almost like a salt water smell. Soft wind brushing by your ears, enough to give you chills. This is obviously a chant.
We'll also do it in Draconic, so that way he knows.
Right. Transitioning halfway to Draconic as this thing intensifies. You can see water begins to drip down the sides of the walls. You can't tell where they appear, but as the fire meets the water, it is more smoke. This time steam and vapor so violent that the entirety of the tunnel is masked in this fog, and you can hear nothing other than Reika. You can only hear Dahak screaming in agony. You can see nothing. And in its final word, you hear him say, Draka. And then all of the mist slowly fades to the ground. No more light emitting from this rift underneath. The tunnel's dark. The dragon's gone. The only light you can see is pouring in faintly from each side of the tunnel. Huntergate. You see Enzokule. You don't see this vision anymore.
I cast
Pick up
dancing
one of the
lights.
horns that had fallen off of it.
Sailix. You stride over and break off a horn. It looks like a skull made of stone. And as you break it off, it crumbles into dust.
I cast dancing lights so we can see.
If there's any sort of bone or anything left behind, Reika will grab it to
Who else will congregate around?
Oh no. I don't like the sound of it.
No,
that's always a question you don't want to
I am staring intently at the gate. I am standing intently at the gate, willing Enzokule to put my tooth back, or my charm back.
Rune makes way to you. Everybody's hurt in this situation, I think, except for Enzokule.
Yeah.
And, this thing is not present in any form that you can see. It is now fully dust. You have faint lights dotting the entire tunnel. Director, are you going to stay on that side of the tunnel?
He was examining the door that was over here, like the one that he was, gonna go.
Wait, so what do you mean examine? What do you do?
He's looking at it. He's gonna it looks exactly like the other one. I don't know if he'd touch it, but probably not. But he'd look at it, examine it.
So he doesn't touch it.
He does not touch it.
It looks nearly identical.
You should touch it though.
I probably should.
You can see clearly on the other side, great expanse.
What kind of expanse?
I'll tell you. Rune, what do you say?
Can Rune see Enzokule?
Yes. Yeah, all of you on that side can see Enzokule pretty clearly.
He's
window shopping.
Yeah, he's finishing his sandwich while waiting for the other goblins to come downstairs.
Does Rune get the impression that we cannot exit this gate?
Not without a token. Because you can probably see that he's looking at...
Yeah. Rune will look at Reika. Is her pendant pulling in this direction?
Reika's, It isn't.
Right. Let's see. Nothing I have.
Are you, Monica?
Are we just going to sit and wait for Enzo?
Actually,
to
yeah,
try and-
Enzokule, you have the amulet. This thing is begging for you to hand it over. You know nothing about what's going on,
And
though.
Aldana says, "Give it back."
Actually, you know Rune's notes. He encountered the very same thing. Last you heard from Rune in the documentation was that he would try to hand it the amulet. But there's no response as to what happened, so you don't know if it killed him or not.
It's best to do this scientifically. Goblins.
Yeah, they're downstairs now.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So, we have this gate, and just beyond it, we have no idea what lies
That is
ahead.
Monica's. Give it back to her.
You don't know if she's on the other side, if she
One of the
is-
goblins points a pike at your face, Enzokule. Monica's.
Okay, what is wrong with everyone?
They follow Monica, like I follow Monica.
But you don't have any idea whatsoever what this thing
She
does.
would not let that go for any reason unless she needed help.
Or unless she was dead, or this gate just disintegrates people and chucks out a amulet for the next stupid person to attempt to go through it with an amulet. Generally, if a
Aldonis is gonna pounce on you
oh god,
to try
Okay,
to
wow.
yeah.
All right, that's an athletics check versus an athletics DC, I believe, as grappling.
Oh god, I think it's against reflex. You're the reflex save. I think it's athletics versus reflex save.
Oh, reflex. Okay, yeah, that
I
makes sense.
think.
No, I mean that sounds better.
Mitchell, as a player, reminds every GM about PvP. Like,
It's
Constantly.
gonna
It counts
happen.
successfully, and so cool. You land, you crash into that crate of ingredients,
Ow.
fountain-like structure in the middle of Alcetta's ring. The crate topples over. With it, the amulet bounces off into the ground, and a goblin snatches it up. One with a broken nose because he ran headfirst into a wall. By the way,
Oh, are you feeling better?
fond of you.
All right, go ahead.
Give to Monica.
I'll be back here at the stairs just in case something bad happens. And he'll take the book and sit at the stairs and continue reading.
And you see the goblins reach for the rope in the corner of the room. Enzokule, what do you do as these goblins approach you, holding a bundle of rope?
Oh, I'm running. What the fuck is going on? Nope. I don't like where these goblins are shocking.
This is what you get.
I'm like, nope.
Rune, Monica, even Sailix and Reika, you see this. Looks like the goblins know what's going on. Enzokule's not on the same page. He seems to adeptly miss every cue. But what do you guys do?
Are we going back to the Citadel, or are we going to explore the other gate?
I would like to go back to the
Rune,
Citadel.
you're muted.
I don't think he wants to come over here.
Who?
Enzo.
Well, yeah, he's a coward.
Hmm.
We know this. Let's clear the gate because somebody's coming through. Oh, where's the director?
Director's on the other side. You see
No.
him over at...
That was said out loud.
Oh, director, you're
Yes.
on the other side.
what happens if he touched it?
As you all look over, the white silhouette starburst, and Director is gone on the other side of Huntergate.
Son of
With
a
you see
bitch.
merely a touch, and he disappears to the other side.
Don't people learn from me?
Sailix will run over.
I
after him.
did not want to be in the same room as Enzokule. Fuck this. Rather go through this gate.
Felix, you run over.
Yeah.
You run over to the rescue. What do you do when you reach the gate?
I touch it. Yeah. No, he's trying to.
Salix vanishes into light.
Do we see them on the other one, on the other side?
I mean, it's about 100 feet away. You probably
In the
can't make out.
no, in the Citadel.
If
Like
you look in the Citadel, no, but it's other than the fact that the other side looks different. It's like a copy of the gate on the other end. Rune, make a knowledge check for me. Make an Arcana check. And Reika, what do you take from this? Good play.
Well, again, she wants herself a trophy from, this vanquished god because, haha, my god
Well,
killed you.
I think this elemental representation of Dahak gets the last aha because there's nothing left. A pile of ash.
Then you know what? She's totally gonna dip her hands in the water of the sea thing.
Yeah.
And then
The sootiest
merge
water.
it with the ash to make a paste, and then totally battle angel
Perfect.
this.
yeah.
Jet black, and as you apply it, it actually burns into your skin. It feels almost like an acid burn. And you feel the sting, but it starts to feel numb after a while.
Feels good.
You're enjoying your second victory. Enzokule, you're outnumbered. As you fled, they locked up the Citadel because it is a fortress, and many goblins have decided in the broken common that they can speak, thanks to Monica, that they want you to go into the gate this time.
I will use predictive purchase to pull out a stick of dynamite or explosive, and I'm like, all right, everyone back the fuck up. All right, let's everyone relax a little bit. I don't want to go through it. We don't know what's on the other side. They're probably dead. Oh, they're all dead, most likely, or they're in a foreign land, or just.
Can Aldonis
all
smell it and smell any blood or anything?
No, not getting smell from it.
Okay, I don't smell blood on it.
Well,
They're
I could have
probably
vaporized
fine.
them, disintegrate. I've investigated several murders that had nothing to do with blood. It's horrific the things magic can do.
What is it? Aldonis will say, "I will go."
There we go. Let's tie a rope to the pups and send it through, and if all is well, I can come back and let me know, and then I can follow through if everything's safe.
You can die.
Why
Salix,
are you so
Rune, and Monica.
aggressive? It's really quite unbecoming.
Rune, go ahead.
So Rune is looking at both gates. And for anyone looking at him, the gears in his brain are working, and he sighs. He looks whoever's nearby. I'll be right back.
Reika, Monica.
Don't do it.
Oh, if Monica's the only one nearby,
Don't you dare!
little one, I'll be right back.
I fucking hate you right now.
I'm gonna bring him with me.
No soup for you.
You want Eldonis here?
Sure.
All right.
God damn
As
it,
he will
Mitchell.
touch the gate.
2 steps and a burst of light. He's disappeared into the Citadel side of the portal. No key. Just the palm of his hand is enough to get him out. Monica, you see him. You also see, you can't hear what's on the other side, but you see him. Sounds like he's calling up. You see his mouth move. Coming down from the perspective you can barely make out. Enzokule. Many goblins. And your warg.
And I have
It
the
bursts
stick
below.
of dynamite in my hand with a lighter.
Enzo,
Oh, Rune. right? Oh man, it's been some time. How are you?
Very, very confused as to what you're doing.
Well, they were trying to figure out the gate, and it looks like they were trying to force upon me to go on the other side. And honestly, based on your notes, I did not want to. I didn't think it'd be wise to go on the other side without any information.
The dragon's dead.
Ah, well.
The what?
No, there was a dragon. That's great. I was correct in not wanting to go. Dragons are that's my least favorite of things.
Your help would have been useful.
What can I do against a dragon?
That's a very good question.
Nothing. No, nothing.
That's all right.
No, I'm not really a fighter. I'm a detective.
You could have talked it to death.
This not something.
Given us more information on how to hurt it.
People, maybe, but it's just there was a lot of unknowns, and honestly, I'm not the type of person to jump into.
Afraid.
Yes, I'm not
right.
someone to jump into a gate willy nilly.
Aldonis will go up to Rune and say, Marika.
The two of you will be coming with me.
Okay.
All right, if everything's clear. Excellent.
The necklace, please.
Oh, the goblins have it.
Yes.
Pikeman Goblin will hand it to Rune. Go back to staring.
Rune will nod, thank you.
I'll put the dynamite back in my pack.
Aldonis, if you could come close, please.
Comes close.
Now, without even offering, Rune will touch Enzo and put the key against the gate.
Burst of light. The two vanish, leaving the goblins. Oh wait, Enzo with?
Yeah, he grabbed Enzo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he touched Enzo without even asking.
Instantaneously. Enzokule, you emerge to see a cavern, maybe a tunnel. Pure flame.
Yeah.
It's died out though. You just see smoldering. It's wet, really muggy in here, but you see light on the other side of the tunnel. Huntergate.
Well, I never thought I'd see one of these before, in my lifetime. It's quite fascinating.
You see Reka
Rune
in
will
the middle of the tunnel as well.
look to Monica
Painting
and
your face.
offer out the pendant, my friend.
you.
Thank you.
We're going to have a long talk when we get back.
So of the four
I have
people,
no doubt.
of the four people on the east side of this tunnel, which direction do you go? Do you go to the west side of the tunnel? To the other entrance? I'm looking
Rune
at Enzokule.
starts, but waits for everyone else.
Right.
Marika will give Aldonis a big pat, hop on his back, and head over.
Perfect.
Do they respawn the boss battle?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys got 90 seconds. No, just kidding.
I'm out.
Yeah. And Enzokule, what about you? You see a Huntergate. Looks to be a replica of this one behind you, about 100 feet in this dark tunnel on the other side. And with your vision, you can make out something strange.
I'll approach this strange thing.
Right. From the other side, you see, as the four of you arrive, great danger. Silhouettes of figures approaching Sailix and the Director. Bows are drawn. That's all you know by the time you have a chance to react. Do you move through? You each get one unthinking chance to make way to the other side.
Sure.
Monica is going to pat Aldonis and say, "Let's go," and have him hop through.
Enzokule will gingerly go through. Pulling out.
Before Monica walked through, she felt a very peaceful sensation, very calming, as she was healed while touching the gate. Rune will follow after.
Similarly, Reika will go through, because I imagine again, like she just got to witness her god beat another god, and that's pretty cool. So she's feeling pretty good right now, pretty confident. Like that was awesome. Yeah, you know.
2-0, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start with the sensation. The first thing you feel is cloying heat. Your eyelids and skin already warm as daylight begins to cake on your flesh again. You find yourself in an open air temple. You hear the sound of birds, the wind, the trees. It's tropical and loud. Around you, it's hewn stone. There is no ceiling. In the floor of this temple, you see charred logs and twigs. Sailix, Director, you're here. The whole group is now here. You've arrived. Standing in the center of this.
Wait! Oh my God! You guys, it's been 300 years. No, just kidding. It's been like 2 minutes.
Oh
Great to see you guys.
Hey!
What took so long?
I think we're missing the fact that there are people around.
Yes. So as you arrive on the other side of this portal, you're surrounded, all of you, in a full circle. As you look around, you can actually see a great vista. There's a view. You must be near a cliff or something. And then on the other side, you just see tall trees coming up, maybe 100 feet. You know you're in the jungle because you can see the birds of paradise and elves. 20 of them surround you in this temple in a circle.
Oh. Hello.
What would your first instincts be of each of you?
What type of elves are they?
They all have bows drawn. They're tall, and each of the exactly 20 of them resemble Enzokule.
Oh, they resemble Enzokule.
I'm like, my people, what's up?
I feel like Reika would just you know, shed like a lizard tear and be like, some of you made it. Oh, you know, thank yeah.
Sailix would sheath his sword and just kind of like, I guess, sit down at.
Right. You're outnumbered, so that's wise. Reika, you do say that?
Yes.
I'll speak in Enzokulian.
Did Sailix and the director get there before everybody else since they went through?
You did.
First? Okay, so
you had just enough chance to get a look at the place.
Okay.
Enjoy the view as you scoped out the panorama, and you were shouted at as these men and women jumped out of the trees and landed quite tactically to perfectly surround you, each one of them with their weapon drawn. They're diverse in appearance, but again, each one represents Enzokule's subrace of elves. So, Reika, as you say that, you can feel the crosshairs point in your direction.
For what it's worth, at this very moment, Corvus appears through the gate, immediately flaps his wings in complete horror at the arrows, landing on Rude's head, and simply goes, "Oh, well, bird shit."
Monica.
Pray continue with the drama.
One takes a step forward with a sword drawn towards you, Reika. Head tilted, he looks angry. Enzokule, you can intervene as this man approaches.
Yeah, I'm gonna like step like, you can put the sword down. It's you know, I'm putting my stick of dynamite back in my pack. Let's talk it out like two long-lived gentlemen races who've had enough time to discern certain teas and what sandwich is the best sandwich.
My God.
In probably the most dramatic double take you've ever seen, he glances at you, shakes his head, but then stares at you. His jaw opens. His knife actually falls to the ground.
Do I have a bit of jelly on my face?
I recognize a Khalidi when I see one. He's speaking in Ancient Elven. None of you will hear this, but Enzokule, a language you thought to be basically dead for over a century. It takes you a second, and he repeats it before you can understand what he's saying, and you see the hope in his eyes fade a bit as he thinks you're not who he thinks you might be.
Oh, that's generally happens. Kind of used to it by now. Sorry. This language. It's been a long time.
Make an intelligence check.
Perhaps centuries.
Yeah, it has been 100 years at least.
God. Just int.
Yeah.
Or.
It's picking up rough. But you get a word in, accurate enough that he steps closer to you. Instead, he picks up his dagger and he sheaths it, and he calls, "Stand down!" And the bows lower.
Oh, cool.
Men and women, some young teenage elves in this group, this hunting pack. They inspect you all curiously. He's the only one that speaks, and he says, "Enzokule."
Oh, how'd you know my name? Did we meet sometime before? Perhaps.
Never mind.
What? No. Not now. I'm curious. She can't just like say my name.
What happened?
Huh?
How have you traveled here?
Through a gate, an elf gate. Yeah, these two over here have these little pendants that have been kind of seeking each other across distance and time. And finally it came about, and I believe based on Rune's notes, that he just went through it, what was it, last night? Or a couple, I don't know. Sometime pretty soon, and that's why we're here.
They are keys.
Monica is like clutching and holding on to hers. She's lost it twice today.
Yeah.
So for those who cannot speak that language, we're not hearing this, right?
Hear nothing. You hear
Okay.
conversation.
No,
But I hear,
Yeah.
I see somebody point. I see Enzokule point at my necklace and go, "Nope."
Yeah, and I also point at the director and say, if there's any
Hey, don't point at me.
one
Don't.
who you should avoid in terms of financial advice, the director is
What is he
definitely
saying?
someone you
What is
do
he saying
not
to them?
want to invest
What
in.
language is it?
Just,
It's ancient Elven.
Ancient Elvish. Ancient Elvish. Now, what is he saying?
Oh
What?
my
No,
God.
no, don't listen to him. He has no. He has no. He's gonna like start pointing at them. No. Don't listen to him.
Just because you cannot speak our language, gnome, does not mean we cannot speak yours.
No.
Show respect. We have sharp weapons. And you, behave. Weapons down. And they lower their weapons even further, some sheathing it. You are speaking to the River Prince, Enzokule.
Oh,
And he looks to you and he says, "It is time for you to tell them what happened." Rune, you can hear this. You can channel this. Describe what happens for you.
The feathers along Corvus's backside just glow and wisp away, wrapping themselves around Rune's ears before dissipating. And Rune is just listening.
You never told them, did you? This elf says to you, Enzokule.
Told them what? I'm very much confused about all of this.
You have fallen so far away from your past that you choose to forget.
That sounds like me. I mean, it has been a couple of century at least. I mean, I discovered something called coffee, and I hear it might affect memory, at least short term.
Khalidi do not forget. Not by accident. We must go.
I still wear the gold every now and then, or always actually. It's little earrings.
Is this being something we can hear or no? Like you haven't
can't-
told them stuff.
We can't understand him.
Yeah, most of what he's saying is in ancient
Okay.
Elven. But he speaks pretty decent common, actually, pretty well. Well, Enzokule, I wish this was not an introduction. You should remember me, but I am Jassi.
Well, good to meet you, Jassi, or to see you again. You look well. Have you lost weight?
You have.
I have. Oh. Yeah. I see. I don't work out anymore.
We will fix that. We must return to the tribe.
What? We must fix it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Fine. Did I introduce you to Reika here? She's actually a amazing warrior. If there's a certain destiny about the land, I really think it's Reika whose destiny's mantle shall fall upon. I mean, look at this very visage of a hero and the strong jawline and the very wonderful tail. And I don't mean that in a sexual manner. I mean that as a person who very much respects the female figure.
Monica is watching
lizard.
Rune's face.
And I think what I'm trying to say is that Reika is a wonderful person, and maybe you should talk to her a little bit more. Maybe in common. She doesn't speak. Yeah, I'm gonna have a sandwich.
This was great.
Face.
Great performance. Loved it.
He'll switch to common.
Your pity.
Rika
Listen
is
to
just
them.
like got her head like, just sort of like bowed with respect or whatever. Like,
Good to know that he can make an ass out of himself in 2 languages.
Oh, in
all
many.
the languages.
In many.
As you lift from the bow, you notice slowly, in succession, the elves around you are bowing. In common, Jassi says, "You do not bow for us. We bow for you." And he bows. "I trust you know the name is not Reika.
I'll bow before Reika too.
You know this. They know this. Do they know this?" He says in common.
They don't know this.
To you, Reika. Do
Ian,
not
do
tell them.
I?
He looks out to the strangers. "This is Draka of the Storm Speaker tribe."
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't understand.
You will.
It makes sense, but given what we just saw.
Running out of the dense jungle, straight into the temple, an elf shouts something in ancient Elven Enzokule. You couldn't recognize it in time. You're rusty. Jassi says, "It is not safe here. We must go."
All
Rune,
right.
what did he say?
As I pull out
There's
some...
a lot more going on here, and with Enzokule than we thought.
It's not really that
Oh.
complicated. I was here and I'm not anymore. Anyone want a gummy?
Enzokule, you were so afraid you ran from everything.
Oh, this is a great story. Oh, this is a great story.
I just
Come on,
changed
director, you
careers.
can ride with me while we do this.
I mean, and Reika will like look at Rune and just be like, "You don't know what it was that had happened then."
I don't,
Oh.
and that's why I feel sorry for this situation. I'm eager to understand what scared him so much.
I'm right here, guys.
Yeah, what terrified him so much that he left? Oh my god! Who is it?
Maybe it was his own stupidity that made him.
He's like right there.
As the conversation is going on, Rune will rotate his staff a little bit so that he's touching the Phantom Steed wand and allow it to form the shadowy steed just outside the doorway.
Perfect. Yeah, and as these elves gracefully make way out of this temple, you guys do look back and you see it is a cliff drop, revealing an amazing view of what looks like endless jungle. It's burning hot today. You're almost eager to get into the shady jungle. And as the elves file in, one of them is going to say something to you, Rune, if Comprehend Languages is still active. Let me find it. A woman says, "Hooves don't travel far here."
In common, of course. Good to know.
Because you're on your horse now, right?
Well, yeah, he would have floated up to the steed.
And as they make their way in, Reka, do you have anything to say to Enzokule? Or anybody else in this group?
I guess, to Enzokule, she'll just be like, what does it all mean? Why are they doing this? What did he say to you?
Well,
Reka, I don't think he knows.
It's really about a bit of destiny. I think my purpose was to save you. Are you sure you don't want a cookie?
I suppose I will have a cookie.
It's nice. It's a butterscotch recipe that
No
I
explanation needed.
learned.
You're being distracted from answering the question.
Fine.
I know that. Yeah.
When I rescued you, I knew there was a bit of destiny about you, and now that wasn't the reason I rescued you. By all means, I loved you as any elf can love a person. And it truly pained me to have to separate myself from you, but I had to ensure that your survival continued on, and so that eventually, not because the destiny will eventually come about that you might do something great, but because I wanted to give my people a chance, and I believe that there's greatness in you, Reka, and I'd like to see it flourish. You are very much, and I know you don't like flowery descriptions.
That word, Draka, what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Enzokule, you know this to be the name given to Reka at birth.
It's your name at birth. You had to change your name so that no one would link you to that tribe, and so you can have a safe life.
Why was it Daka?
Dahak.
Dahak.
Maybe.
Why was that name on the lips of Daka? Sorry, Dahak.
The cock.
Who is
God
that?
damn it. The vision that we just defeated. Why was that his his dying word?
Do I have any theories?
You've got nothing. Not on that, not now.
I don't know. I didn't even.
Ooh,
Seems like you guys
do
have
I
a
know?
lot going on.
Do I know a little bit of that lore?
You can make a check. That's pretty obscure.
Can I
Yeah,
make
like
a lore
Rika's
check?
not like talking
Yeah, you can.
quietly or anything.
Alright.
She's just having this conversation right now.
Dasi is going to say, Draka, what you must understand is Enzokule had a mission to protect you. But he failed to return to his tribe.
Oh.
There was a issue.
I had been told to keep running. I thought that all of you were dead. I I'm sorry that it's taken this long.
Draka, you have arrived. You have returned on time. Enzokule has not.
Huh?
We won't discuss this until we arrive at Akravel.
Oh, cool. Just wondering, is there any more of my particular tribe that might still be alive?
The River Clan. Perhaps you should meet them.
Oh dear, I dropped it.
One of our scouts. He should be in soon.
I just really wanted to know. I don't have to meet them today. Maybe another time we can set up an appointment. I might be busy the next 24 hours.
You will want to.
Enzokule, these are your people.
Rector, make a reflex save for me as you travel through the jungle.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
He's on the top of Aldonis.
Yes.
Okay.
Aldonis, make a reflex save as well.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Who am I on top of?
Nobody.
Nobody.
'cause You are
Unanimously.
a jerk.
Your colossal ego.
Yeah.
Excellent. You swerve in time. Aldonis, you manage to leap out of the way. Director, you flinch pitifully as what looks to be a lioness jumps out of a nearby tree, pounces to where the space where Aldonis would be, hopping out of the way and growling at the warg.
Oh.
Middle, in the,
Oh,
you guys are on the
happy.
sort of in the back of this leading party, and the elves are only just now turning around to see. Okay, what does Aldonis do?
Oh, he's going to shake, which is kind of his cue to get off my back, and Monica will drag the director off his back.
Okay, yeah. He'll go.
Missing.
And he is gonna stand like with his hackles up, looking down at this lioness.
And it moves in that slow circle. The elves are unfazed by this.
Enzokule will move forward and extend his hand out to this lioness.
Linus just bumps it, the hand, and then jumps back onto the tree. You can't tell if this animal is smiling or not. They tend to have that sort of charm, but this lioness lazily slumps back into this tree, looking at you guys. The elves are smiling, some laughing.
Enzokule
Really?
will nod towards the lioness and keep walking.
Aldonis will like sniff up at the lioness and then quietly say, "Man, I wanted to fight." Which he'll only say for Monica to hear.
I really hate it when you're useful. He'll
A
kind of
woman
say under his
tribe
breath.
nearby. The Akuje hear well. Harriet does as well. She likes to test people.
I like to be tested.
You pass.
Oh, me too. There was a
Monica gives him
Enzokule.
like a little scritch on his shoulder.
Are you ready for what is to come? He says as you guys march along on this almost invisible path. It's so dense. It's hard to seem that this is actually a road people take, but they seem to know it well.
Well, I am ready to provide any assistance to Reika as she continues to develop her confidence in herself.
Hey, Reika probably needs to rest because she took a lot of burns in our last fight.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Obviously not now. I'm just
As
saying.
everybody in the party is covered in soot except for Enzokule.
Yeah, what happened to you
Yeah.
guys?
We fought a dragon visage thing.
We fought and won against a dragon visage.
Same.
That sounds interesting.
Yes.
It was more like condensed chaos and flame. It had a story. Like it was.
And
Yeah,
then
so-
and then
Its realm
Reika
was-
was awesome.
Let's talk about why you bumped foreheads with it.
Oh, I learned its entire history, and promptly forgot it.
Oh, that's probably for the best, really.
Yeah.
It's a god of destruction, but
You learned a
It's-
god's whole history and you forgot it.
its land was reclaimed.
That would have been one hell of a story.
You arrive at a small camp. Looks like a bit of a rest stop. Just like a small opening
Enzokule fixes his tie.
in a bit of a valley. There is a cleric in the center of a circle of smooth grass, purple flowers. They look like morning glories, dotting the middle. And without looking, the Akuje ushers everybody closer. The elves don't follow. Who
Okay.
moves towards him?
Enzokule will.
Reiko will.
Monica will look at Rune and say, "Well,
Good a thing to do as any. Ruin will step forward.
Raking from the small path. As you will sit next to this cleric, and he begins to trace circles with jewels adorned on his staff, and flowers will bloom in the grassy, sort of like a miniature knoll. You guys feel a lot calmer, better. Your wounds start to close up, and a sense of peace, and you seem to wake up, though you don't remember being asleep. Suddenly there's a calmness. Your heart is beating quite slowly. Are we ready now? Jossie says from the top. Kicks Enzokule.
Oh,
Out of
yeah.
his boot.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I had a bit of carpal tunnel, and it seems like it's cleared it away for the most part.
What has become of you?
we've been asking that this whole time."
What?
I have some words. I could say some words right now, but I am not going to.
Nothing really. I went to university, got myself a couple of degrees, took out a small loan, learned about financing, and really just had a good time in general.
Good time.
I wouldn't call it a good time, just enjoyed some niceties while performing services for various communities outside of the jungle. In some circles, I'm highly respected.
When did you decide you would no longer seek your tribe?
I think it was the leavening was a big part of it, and the death and destruction. It's just
Rika's mouth is just like a very thin line during this like.
It's honestly, I assumed Reika would really Reika's the heroine here, or hero.
You are distracting from answering the question.
Meanwhile,
More like a
Monica's like
sister.
handing out food.
Yeah, the elves have begun to settle in this spot. It's like a camp. Good place for a break.
Are we all here? Okay.
We are almost at home. Akravel is mere miles away now. But I was hoping I could find something more impressive of Enzokule. This pains me now. And he
Excuse
walks.
me.
Yeah, he looks at Rune.
What brought you to the ruins that we appeared at?
We examine the ruins every month. Lately on the week.
Why?
This is not a story I can tell.
Oh, I see. Very well.
Soon.
Are you able to tell of the story of Enzokule? Who were you expecting?
I was expecting somebody stronger, faster. And he's gonna get down on his knees to inspect the bowl of this white fluid that the cleric has been mixing with his fingers. He'll take the bowl from this cleric, if you guys can see him.
Oh, geez. Is there gloves that cleric can?
From his knees, Jossie takes the young cleric's chin and points it up. I need you to look now. And then as the cleric's, you see his eyes are this opaque white, and they fade in to the dark.
Ruben immediately detects magic and watches intently.
hazel
And Monica
pupils.
backs the fuck up.
It's just nature magic, and he looks up and cocks his head towards Enzokule, and Jossie says, "This is your father." That's where we're going to end off tonight, guys.
What?
Oh no.
Oh, you Luke Skywalker.
Holy shit!
Oh.
Holy shit!
Daddy put his
Wow,
finger in
wow,
my
guys.
white goop?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
You
Mitchell.
had to go there.
Not
Let's
clickbait.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Cult is later.
Gross.
Cult is next week.
Oh my god. It's been real. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Age of Ashes, second book, second session of second book, second act of second. Okay, I'm done. Let's do our team here. Let's start with our guest, Daniel.
Yeah, it was fun tonight. I got to kill a visage of a god. That was great. But I am Daniel. I am playing on a Star Wars game tomorrow with Alex as the DM, and hopefully running a game of my own soon on Fridays. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, and Alex.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'm Alex. You can catch me here on Penny for a Tale every Sunday with this awesome Pathfinder game with awesome players. And every Monday, alternating between the cult game ran by Mitch, who is horrible and is the worst to know, is the scariest GM you could possibly have. And
Yep.
tomorrow is my Star Wars game, which you should totally check out, but never tell me because I can't know that people watch it. So, and it's a lot of fun. True story. It's a lot of fun. Come check us out. Yeah.
All right, and Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I played Reka, the lizard folk druid god killer. And I play on this, obviously, and the cult game. And you can also find me on my own Twitch channel at Savage Sparrow, or savagesparrow.com, where I sell awesome nerdy t-shirts and things. Currently, I am doing a super cool Kickstarter that Mitchell has just linked in chat. It is for a skater dress with a cool witchy pattern, but we also unlocked a shirt design of a cute basic witch thing, and that was yesterday. So check it out. Yes, it does have pockets. It's great. So, you know, it's pretty awesome, and early bird's still going for a couple days. So check it out.
Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence. I live on the internet. And if Jen could point down real quick. So there is some buttons there, depending on if you're on YouTube or on Twitch, because apparently they changed things in Twitch. Anyway, there's a heart, there's a bell, there's a subscribe button. If you hit any of those, that will help us out so much. Doesn't matter if you're on YouTube or Twitch, but we would really love the subscribers. Anyway, I'm Spence. I played Monica Freerunner, and I'm very glad we're all not dead and that I have my necklace back. And for a little bit of promotion as well. I am the technical director for the New Hampshire Renaissance Fair's virtual Renathon, where we are raising funds for the New Hampshire Food Bank and the Rockingham County Nutrition and Meals on Wheels, which are severely in need of funds and such. So we are doing a Renathon this coming Saturday as well. And you can find that at facebook.com/renfair. I have put it in the chat. And yeah, we've got great performers. We've got psychics. We've got vendors. We have musical acts. It's going to be a good time. So come join us. And if you're able to join us for that and give some money towards a good cause, we would be really appreciative. Thank you.
Mr. Smith?
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. Tonight I played Rune Ravenswood, a troublemaking wizard. You can always find my musings at IamMrSmith.com if you're interested in cybersecurity, psychology, scotch, gaming. Take your pick.
Last but not least, Mitchell, playing Enzokule of the River Clan.
Awesome game. Of course, if you want to watch more of our stuff, I'll be here tomorrow at Star Wars playing a school teacher in space, as well as with some amazing cast members, with an amazing GM, Alex. If you want to hang out with us and support us, you can always check us out at pennyforatale.com or check out our Patreon, which is patreon.com/pennyforatale. We're on the Facebooks, we're on the Twitters, we're on the Instagrams, we're on the Discords, everything that you could ever want to hang out with us in. We are there in your household, etc. That is pretty much all I have to plug. So Ian.
So I have been in. You guys have all survived. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. I really.
I thought I wasn't gonna make
guys.
it.
Yeah,
at
me
some
too,
point
buddy.
Times.
Me too. I just thought you weren't gonna make it into the portal. Honestly, like, trying to figure out what's going on.
It was a team effort to get you in there. Like Jesus.
Yeah, it took a lot.
Nothing to do with it.
It took so much to make that work. This stream is sponsored by Fantasy Grounds. If you've seen any of the pictures that we have, we're using Fantasy Grounds for just about all of it, except for, you see Mr. Smith, he's using the Only Sheet for his character Rune. You should check them out at theonlysheet.com. Check out Fantasy Grounds at fantasygrounds.com. And this music is Michael Gelfi on YouTube. That's it for me. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yay, sleep.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.